question. Is the English language the most important, relevant, and powerful language that exists in the modern world that we're living in right now? Is English the most of all those things? I don't know for sure because I'm an American, and yes, I've traveled the world. But when I was traveling the world, it usually was because I was a teacher, an English teacher, traveling to different parts of the world to do that, speaking English. And I never had to learn the language of the other places I went to. Thailand, Korea, Trinidad actually involved teaching as well. And when I traveled to those places, and actually even Ecuador, when I traveled there, I never had to learn to speak the other language. I was always communicating, and I was there mainly for the purpose of communicating and teaching English, learning some of their language because I wanted to and just to kind of get by, but never having to. I understand that English is not necessarily the most widely spoken language in the world. I guess Chinese, Mandarin would probably be and then from there it would be in India. I understand that India and China are larger countries, so by default they're going to have more people speaking their languages. I get that. But as far as the most relevant, the most powerful, is it English? See, with English, here in the United States, you can totally get away with just speaking English. We only have two neighbors, Canada, and most of them speak English, except for, there's those who speak French, but even then, they still speak English. And then there's Mexico, but here we are with this, quote, immigration problem, where people are coming up here and actually they're having to learn English more so than we're having to learn Spanish. So I understand this can all change in 20, 30, 40 years. But right now, if there's one language that could be your native language that's going to help you more than any other language, let's say on a global scale, I guess that's probably the best way to ask the question. Would English be the one language you'd have if you could only speak one language fluently as your native tongue? On a global scale, would English be the one language that would help you best? Now, consider you're watching this video and I'm speaking English in it. If I were speaking any other language as my native language, would I reach more people? I guess that's another great way of asking the question. I don't know the answers. That's why I'm making the video, to ask, to learn, to become enlightened. I don't know. I need to learn from you in the comments right here.